Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Insanity Challenge, where today I've got some plans. Now you guys have said that I could, if I wanted to, cheat some money in, probably about the amount that I lost in the first episode from buying and selling stuff. But I've been in talks. I've had a chat with Mr. Simulate, who has made something that I quite like the idea of. So let's go to our garage and sell the house. Yes, sell the farmhouse. And now let's get, it should be in farmhouses, yeah. Let's get a motorhome. We're kind of, you know, downgrading our accommodation a bit, but I mean, it'll it'll work. Also, where is it? Sheds. Black Sheep Modding released some sheds today, so there are new sheds available on the mod hub as well. Today for me, it'll be yesterday for you guys. And I have downloaded some mods, as I've said a few times. I'm only going to be using the mod hub and like some stuff from FS. You get the giant pad for a motorhome. That's a bit overkill. So we're gonna go up to the sawmill, sell off the wood that I cut off camera. I'm gonna actually just go out of cab here. There's quite a lot of it. It's a 3.5-ish. So we're into the tree from the last episode, as well as another tree that I cut down for funsies, just so the trailer would be full. Because I'm kind of curious how much wood there would be. Wood. But if you look at the money side of things, we are now pretty cushy. We're at 148,500 euro. Which is great because we can actually buy a combine harvester now. We can afford a combine and start taking some harvesting contracts. As my phone is going absolutely mental. Oh my god, please stop. There we go. Now the problem is we're only going to be able to take harvesting contracts that'll be on, you know, fields with grain crops. Because I'm not really all that interested in buying a corn header just yet. Plus, I can't get this trailer to be too big, otherwise it won't fit under the combine. I can get it up to, I think it's an 8,000 litre capacity before it starts being a bit big for the combine. So, it's not going to be ideal. It's not going to be perfect. But, it'll definitely work. So while we're continuing to drive here, let's actually buy a combine. Where's harvesters? There we go. Oh, could we afford a TX32? We could afford a TX... Oh, we're getting a TX32. Because this is just a small bit bigger, and I will be able to have the full 12,000 capacity on the trailer. I have passed the turn-off that I needed to take. Also, I have hit into what appears to be a small tree. So let's just spin this around here. So that's actually great. I was kind of scared that we'd end up with a bison again. Or with the bison, because I'm using that on... What was it, Felsbrunn? And it is tiny! It's tiny and mostly useless. So, with the TX32, we can get slightly more harvested at once. And we will be able to get it done slightly faster. Especially for the contracts. So, willing to pay the extra little bit of monies in order to just make life a bit easier for now. So that's 2,500. That was a complete and utter waste of time. Okay, forestry not as good as I thought. Maybe once we get a wood chipper, it might be worthwhile. However, we can now look at the well, once we get the combine, we can look at the contracts, because I need to drive this thing down to the shop, which the fastest way would be to just take the rail line, but I'm not going to run the risk of the train blatting into the back of this thing at 50 miles an hour. So we're going to take the slightly longer route, and I'm going to just fast forward time real quick until we get down to the shop and collect the combine harvester. So I'll catch you guys then. So there she is, our brand new New Holland TX32 Combine, which probably isn't very new at all, but new to us. So we should now be able to take some harvesting contracts, but first I need to remember what the button is to take the straps off. What is the button to take the straps off? No. There we go. Let's just attach that there, and should be close enough. Yes, customize. So 12,000 capacity. Does having the cover on do anything? No, so I'll go without the cover then. So we've got 15,000 left over. That might be enough to buy a coordinator for the combine, you know. Even though I'm not too pushed one way or another. Now we're about 4,000 short. I mean, I could buy the one for the Bison, but no. Let's see what contracts are available then that we can now do. That's completely worthless. That's no 5,000, 6,000. Yeah, let's do the Field 21 contract. How big is Field 21? This might have been a mistake. Oh god, this was a mistake. Let's just turn this off because we're going to need the combine first anyway. This is going to involve a run across the map at some point. And everything now that we own conveniently has a top speed of 25. I've just realized this. How did I manage this nonsense? So, beacons are on. And the help text can go off, because I know most of the controls at this point. So it's off down to Field 21 we go at 25 kilometers an hour, then I'll have to run back at some point to grab the tractor and trailer and run back at, or drive back at 25 kilometers an hour again. Good. Good. This is gonna be painful, isn't it? I've made some horrible mistakes, haven't I? On the bright side, we can actually start looking into stuff for... No, we can't. Well, we can. No, we can't. Are there contracts that require me to make hay for baling? Yes. So we can actually pick up a tether as well. And that'll have to do for now. So I'm kind of looking into the baling contracts as well, and they're going to take a bit longer to get into. Unless some really cheap baler mods come out on the mod hub real soon. Modders, please. But unless something really cheap comes out in the mod hub very soon, I'm going to be kind of stuck with what I have now, which isn't the greatest, but it'll do. It'll do. I'll make use of it. Because it's going to cost, I think, 50,000 to get a decent baler. Yeah, 50,000 for a round baler, but if they want it wrapped, I'm going to need to get the Ursus wrapper. So it's 50 grand for a round baler, 105 to get a combi baler, which is not good. That's not worth the money. I'd be much better served actually getting a square baler and the square wrapper for... Oh, that is the square baler. Oh. Yeah, the combi baler is 76. The square baler is 105. So that's not worth the money. Whoops. Square baler is much more convenient, but in terms of, you know, actually getting things done, not so much. And ooh, I've just noticed where the contract wants us to dump the grain we harvest, and it's at the harbour, which is really, 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 really convenient because it's just across the road from the field. Something odd that I'm gonna have to do, I've just realised, is actually drive across the top of Field 22 because Field 21 has a big old cliff at the end of it, so I'm gonna have to take a right turn here. Have the AI hit into me because they don't pay attention, and I'm gonna blame the AI for that, even though it was my own fault. Drive across the very dried up soccer pitch, and hope the header fits through this gap. Oh, okay. It did. It looks like Field 22 could have a mission or contract very soon as well. Hopefully one we can do. Just get the... Whoa, that was quick! Yes, let's just put the steps down. How quickly does the entire thing unfold? That's quite fast. It feels like the animation on that is a bit too fast, perhaps. So it's Field 21 we're going to. We're going to have to drive through the bushes here, which you guys will have to just ignore the fact that I'm doing this. Or drive through this little patch here that's perfectly fine to drive through. And we'll get harvesting. I've got the combine unfolded. It's just going to be a case of turning it on and getting on the move. So away we go. And this could take a while. Because just in terms of like how much we've harvested already, I can bring it up on the map to show you just how tiny this this field really is. Where's 21? There's the little patch that we've harvested. And we're gonna have to harvest, I think, 90% of this field. So this could take a little while. I am gonna zip time forward just so you guys don't have to sit through endless minutes of me harvesting this. And this could be a quite long video as a result. I'm kind of hoping it's not too long because it's 2:30 on Tuesday afternoon at the moment, and I'm supposed to be streaming at like 5, so I might have to cut this video a bit shorter than I'd like. But I'll catch you guys the other side. Well, once we actually grab the Fiat, I'll catch you guys again. So until then. Alrighty then, we've got the field, we've got a full combine in the field. Let's get over there. Get the combine emptied. You might have noticed that I've been having a couple of problems getting the combine to move. Yeah, the controls aren't the greatest. I think my Xbox controller might be a bit worse for wear, but it's still working. That's the main thing. And in terms of like how far into the field we've got, let's have a look. Not very. That's I've barely brushed the edges, really, have I? This could be a very long and painful video to record. It'll probably end up being mostly a time lapse because I don't think you guys want to sit through multiple hours of me just sat in a combine complaining about being sat in a combine. So I'm going to be nice to you guys and not have you sit through multiple hours of me sat in a combine complaining about being sat in a combine. What I am going to do, and I've just realized I can do this, is about here-ish. I am going to turn cross-country. Because this is going to be the fastest way to get to field 21. I'm not going to like go into any of the other fields. I'm just going to skirt along the edges like this. But this is the fastest way to get to field 21. From where I am, obviously it'll be different once once we've started needing to go to the harbour to unload the trailer, but for now this is going to be the fastest way to do things. This is one of those times, and it's going to be an interesting thing that, you know, some of you guys might be a bit surprised. This is one of those times where I wish the IT runner pack was out already, because being able to just dump like 3 or 4 of the IT runner grain bins beside the field would be amazing. Just because then I could literally just drive the combine over to the bin, empty it out, like have 1 or 2 on each side. It wouldn't be that much hassle to pick them up afterwards, and I could just get them all up in kind of in one fell swoop instead of basically needing to drive the Fiat around the place all the time. I know that the TX is you know, it goes the same speed as the Fiat, but it feels faster because it's much bigger. You know, you don't expect something, or you kind of feel like you're going faster in something as big as a combine, whereas in this thing it's relatively small. There goes the train, just rocketing past. Something as small as the Fiat, yeah, you kind of feel the fact that you're going slowly. Although something as small as the forklift, which does go the same speed as the Fiat and the combine, feels like it's a rocket ship because it just, like, you hit go and it just goes up to 25 and then kind of holds there for a while. Or forever, whichever way you want to put that. Now there is a bonus behind doing these harvesting missions. I think I've mentioned it before. With fertilizing contracts and transport contracts and seeding contracts and whatnot, they've all got an inherent expense in fuel, basically. With harvesting contracts, there's a bit of a difference because once... Oh wow, I've parked this perfectly. Once I've got up to 100%, I can keep going on this field. And this is my plan, is I'm actually going to harvest the entirety of the field. Because once I get up to 100% and the field is technically done, the contract's technically finished, I still have access to the field. The farmer's decided he's happy with how much I've got out of it. But anything left over, I can sell. That suddenly becomes my wheat and my grain. So it changes from, especially with fertilizing missions, there being an inherent expense in doing it, to there actually being an incentive to I accidentally disabled strut as well at some point. It changes from there being an inherent expense to there being an inherent bonus. And the inherent bonus is once I'm at 100%, anything over that is free money. And I'll take free money, because this is going to help us along kind of moving forwards. Because, you know, we need to get a mower, we need to get a windrower, and we need to get a baler. They're really the 3 pieces of equipment I want to get quickly. After that, a weeder would be nice. I know which weeder I'd want. And then it'll all go towards paying off the loan, and after that, saving up for an actual field. An actual owned field. Which would be a quite novel idea in this series, seeing as we don't own anything other than our equipment right now. And I've just realised, by the way, that I'm going to have to drive the Fiat and Combine back to the yard at some point. I'm going to try and get contracts around this area as much as I can. Until then, because it's going to be a painful long drive. Oi, move, you get, come on. You've got a big old engine, use it, there we go. As much as I like this combine and I like harvesting, I find it relaxing, it's kind of painful to just drive along the road in a combine, especially one that doesn't have a header trailer at the moment, which I probably should have bought, question mark, but yeah. And of course I want to try and get a corn header for the combine as well, just to open up the corn contracts. I'm not going to go for potato and beet contracts yet, if at all, because they are painfully long at times. He says doing a quite large contract in a TX32. What I'm going to do is I'm going to return to watching YouTube videos on my phone and mute up the mic, and I will catch you guys the other side of this little time skip. And I think my phone, I think my internet's died again. Catch you guys the other side of this.